Hello, good morning again. Welcome back to my channel here in Wanderlust Family TV. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please click the subscribe button and hit like. Today I'm gonna share with you. I can hear like a chirping sound from behind me. I think it's like birds. It's just a nice place. Today I'm gonna share with you how I moved to the United States. So first of all, um, I'm a nurse. I graduated in 2005 in the Philippines, Manila, Far Eastern University. And for 2 years, I worked at the Makati Medical Center for 2 years in Ayala Avenue. So I had a great 2 years experience. In 2008, I started working 2006 in January. So 2008, I moved to Canada. So how did I move to Canada? There's a recruiter from the Philippines, which is Mercan Recruit. It's Mercan, a recruitment agency. So they came to hire so many nurses from the Philippines in 2008. So we moved to Canada in April. It was a really fast recruiting time because we applied in December and by April we were already in Canada. So they hired us to work in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada at that time. So Alberta Health Services is the recruitment team, which is the, how you call that? In Canada, there's that's the health service they have in Alberta. I mean, because there's only like one health service, which is Alberta Health Services, which is governed by the government. So they recruited us in 2008. We went there with other nurses. It's per batch. So I was on the second batch. And there are, I think, 10 or 11 people in my batch. So I was on the second batch. Luckily, I was chosen, and then I was fast giving all my requirements, and then I got my visa, and then moved to Canada in April 25, 2008. So after that, we have no idea where to go. We just want to work in abroad. You know, if you're a nurse in the Philippines, you don't get paid as much as you want to. I mean, it's good to provide services to our fellow Filipinos, but we need to help our family and our loved ones back home. So I lived in Canada for 11 years. In 2007, I have applied here in the United States, but we know there was a retrogression, meaning they stopped hiring immigrant nurses. It takes a while, like years, before you can come to the United States. So since Canada was hiring, and luckily I got hired, so I went to Canada before US. But I finished my NCLEX in 2007. Back then we don't have NCLEX in the Philippines, so I have to go to Saipan to get my NCLEX, and luckily I passed right away. So thank you, Lord. So since I had my NCLEX, Alberta Health Services wanted us to work as LPNs. In Canada, we call it licensed practical nurse, LPNs. And in the United States, we call them LVNs, licensed vocational nurse. But here in the US, if you're LVN, you can't work at the hospitals. They allow them to work in clinics. So, I've been working in Canada as LPN, and then luckily passed the RN exam. But before that, it's a lot of things to do before you can get your Canadian RN license. So first you have to go for a 5-day exam. At that time they called it SEC. So it's like a 5-day exam, 2 days written, 3 days like oral exam, if I'm not mistaken. And I think they still do that right now in Canada. Sorry for the background noise. I'm walking by the road. So I hope you're enjoying the view as well while you're watching this video. And you can relax for a little bit looking at the green trees behind me. So when so in Canada, it's a really nice place to live. I've been working as an LPN in so many hospitals. I mean, I kind of moved to another hospital from one another just to try experience. So when first I worked at a big hospital as an LPN. It's called Royal Alex Hospital at the downtown Edmonton. So it's a really big hospital, 800 beds. It's a really busy hospital. And when I got my RN license, that's to work. There was no position for RN available. So I had to work in a rehab, which is Lenrose Rehabilitation Center in Edmonton, which is across the street. And I got my RN position, starting as RN. It's a rehabilitation hospital. But that's like an 8-hour shift, so it's kind of like you're there almost every day. So I tried to go back working in Royal Alexandra Hospital and work there for 12 hours. So I'm med-surg nurse. In Canada, it's really, I don't know if it's good, but when you're a new you're a new RN, they will train you as charge nurse right away. So since then, I've been doing if you live in Canada, it's a really nice place. It's not so crowded, but so when you're getting older, you feel a lot of pain in your body, so you kind of want to move to a warmer place. So here's how I get to the United States. I have friends that already moved here in the US. So first you have to have your Canadian citizenship. So Canadian RNs can work to the US using a TN visa. So what is a TN visa? TN visa is a trade NAFTA visa, which is there's a I don't know, is it rule or protocol or between the United States and Canada, or agreement. It's an agreement between the United States and Canada that people from Canadians, Mexicans can work in the United States using a TN visa, which is you just go to it's not you just go, but there's a lot of other need. But the process is you go to the US or Canada border or Mexican US border to get your passport stamp for a visa, then you can work to the United States. It's a really long process, especially working here in California. California Board of Nursing has a lot of requirements. So anyways, I'll tell you how I moved here first. Or how can you move to the United States? So first, you have to find an employer that will sponsor you for a TN visa. It's not like sponsoring you to get a green card, because the purpose of that is you're coming to work in the United States temporarily. You're not gonna be here permanently. So you have to convince the U.S. border officers that you are not going here to work permanently. So you need a letter to say that you're only going to work here for a certain period, which is maximum is 3 years. So first of all, how do you get a TN visa? What are the requirements? So of course you need all your credentials, but the most important thing, you need to have a license in which state you're going. So if you want to go to California, of course you need a California license. But my first state that I moved in here was in Texas, because Texas is easier. I will let you know later on how you can get a license in Texas. I was just telling you how I got to the United States this time. So I'll do it on my next video. So how do you get here? You need your credentials. You need a letter from the employer. Of course, you need your IELTS exam or CELBAN or any English exams, because you need for the visa screen certificate, and of course your valid passport. The most important thing is the letter from the employer offering you the employment. So they have to really specify what are your jobs here and how be here, how long your experience. They also have to tell them the rate they're gonna pay you. What about their company, if they have a really good reputation here in the United States, if they have the right to hire nurses from other places. So you need on the letter. And your children, they'll be on a TD visa, and your children can go to school like they go to Canada. It's free. They don't have to pay anything, only if they go to public school. Private school is different, or Catholic school. You know, like in Canada, Catholic school is free compared to US. Catholic school here is pricey. You have to pay the tuition fee like Philippines. So anyways, going back to the TN visa. So I said passport, letter from the employer, visa screen. You need your transcript of records and every credential that you can bring, and your state license. Wherever you're going, state license, it has to be valid. And sometimes the transcript of records, they also want that too, to be translated to US, what you call that? Sorry, I kind of forgot the name. You know how they grade here in US, it's like A, B, C, D. So you have to ask them to, when I go list my credentials, I'm gonna make a new video and I'm gonna show you where and how to do it. But anyways, you need your transcript and you have to, yeah, as I said, convince the US border that you're only here for work and you're not gonna be here to get your green card. So that's how they approve you for a TN visa. So that's how I came here to the US. Fellas, so how did I get my employer? I only applied online. So you go to the employer's website, you make a lot of applications. First, the recruiter will call you and